Did you have any insurance on Shannon Richards?
Don't point your badge at me. No one shoots a picture without insuring the star. So what's the call?
Murder.
L56, he's running your way.
Hey, come back here! Hey, you can't go in there!
It's just a matter of time before the cops show up with a lot of questions.
Yes, that's very true.
You know, we are one telephone call away from losing this case.
So, from illegal parking to murder, that's a giant step.
Who is it this time? Who is it this time? Promiscuous slut! Who is it this time? Who is it this time? Tell me who it is! You haven't got the guts. Cut and print it.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
Okay, everybody. Listen up. Let's move it out of here onto the library.
Shanna, sweetheart.
I can do it that you want.
Oh.
You're sweet.
Nice weekend.
You too. See you Monday?
Mm-hmm.
It was wonderful. Just
Did
wonderful.
you like it?
Yeah. Did you like it?
I loved it.
You like it? Yeah. You can have them reshoot it if you didn't like it.
No, it's fine.
Looking forward to the weekend?
Interview for Entertainment Tonight is set for next Friday. And the Tonight Show wants you back. ASAP.
Shannon, Miss Richards over here. Shannon.
Jerry, get us out of here.
Shannon, over here.
Run over him if you have to.
right? Hello? Oh, God. Drunk.
Hey, you! What are you doing there? Get him, Dutch! All right, Dutch, that's enough. Dutch, get back here. Leave him alone. Dutch, that's enough. Dutch, get back here. Now. Dutch, that's enough. Get back here.
How you doing?
Hey there. Hunter, McCall?
Right. Keep the log here?
Just down here at the west end. My partner's over on the east side. There's a press all over the place.
I look forward to seeing that.
All right.
We're setting up hot dog stands in no time, huh?
Got a good one for you, Hunter.
I bet you do. Okay, Larson, I gotta talk to you. Come here. What the hell you think you're doing?
Well, I'm the watch commander, Sergeant. It's a hell of a big case. Thought I'd get out from behind my desk and do a little field supervision until someone from homicide showed up and took charge.
That's me. Now you got 4 cops, a dog, and a civilian trampling evidence into the ground.
We didn't disturb anything. The body's under the tree.
How do you think it got here, Larson? Drop out of an airplane?
I don't like your attitude, Sergeant.
Oh, really?
Lieutenant, would you have your men move up the road, please? Thank you.
Okay, men. Homicide's running the show now. Let's get out of their way. Give them a chance to solve one for a change.
Aren't you afraid you might be disturbing the evidence?
We're not gonna turn this into a circus, McCall.
This is going to be one big circus.
Let's get some details.
Why don't you let me go talk to Larson, okay? You just relax.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Lieutenant, send us the first unit responding to the scene, would you?
Howdy, I'm Clint Parker. This is my partner, Len Flood.
Let's start with this morning's call.
Well, the witness led me here to the tree. I looked underneath and saw Shannon Richardson.
Did you touch anything?
Well, I checked for a pulse at her right wrist and on her neck.
Was she warm?
No, but not cold either. More cool, you know, like from being naked.
Was she breathing?
I didn't detect any breathing, no.
Did you try CPR or anything?
Well, Sergeant, I'm not a doctor, but I didn't think CPR would raise the dead.
But I think I might have tried.
Can it, Parker?
Yes, sir.
Which one of you called the watch commander?
I did.
Did you mention Shannon Richards' name?
I may have, I'm not sure.
Now, what the hell does that mean, Parker? You may have. Somebody did.
Okay, yeah. I mentioned her name. I'm sorry.
Did you stand by the scene to protect the body?
Yes, sir.
Then why didn't you do your job? When we got here, this place looked like Disneyland.
Sergeant, do you see any bars on my collar? I'm just a frontline troop. When the lieutenant tells me to step aside, I step aside.
He asked you to do that?
Yes, and he did everything but sell tickets. You see that beady-eyed little wimp with him? That's Lieutenant Ellis. He's from the Rampart Division. Larson invited him over to have a look.
Tell him about Clark.
What about Clark?
Lieutenant Larson let him take some pictures of the body.
Son walked down to get him.
Larson! If I didn't have a full day's work, I'd kick your butt right now.
Assuming you could.
Get out of here, Russo. You're not a part of this.
Sergeant, you stay right where you are.
Get your camera, Clark.
Brad, stay right here.
Clark, this is a homicide investigation. I'm the ranking officer here. And if you open your mouth one more time, I'm gonna take 2 bars off your shirt and shove them down your throat for you.
Lieutenant, don't make it any worse than it is already. Get the camera.
Yeah, you do that.
Regular Dirty Harry, aren't you, Hunter?
I'm no dirty Harry, Larson. Let me just tell you something. I'm hired by this city to protect the citizens of this city from jerks. Jerks like you. Does camera belong to the city?
Yeah.
This is a homicide investigation. I'm the ranking officer. I'm ordering both of you guys out of here.
I'll see you another day, Hunter.
Good.
Certainly hasn't been a dull morning, has it?
Here is a special news release. Famed film star Shannon Richards has been found dead in Elysian Park. Shannon Richards, star of both television and screen,
The remainder of the money is due now. Wire it to my account in London.
Is it who we hear it is?
Yes, it is.
Listen, we ran into Lieutenant Larson on the web. He flagged us down. Said you two had some sort of run-in. What's the problem?
The jerk was taking scrapbook photographs of the dead body.
He told me Clark was shooting those pictures because he wasn't sure when you two were going to show up.
That's bull, Charlie.
Calm down. I'll take care of it. If he stepped over the line, I'll handle it. So what do we got? Is it a homicide?
Well, we're treating it like one, but there's no visible sign of trauma. There's no sign of struggle.
You think maybe drugs?
We'll know that after the autopsy.
Remember my ex-wife, Sarah? She's a big movie buff. I remember her talking about this Shannon Richards. When she first hit, everybody wondered who she was, you know, where she was from. But none of the stories she told ever checked out. Nobody ever found the answer either. I guess it's your turn now. Good luck.
This is Inez Pedrosa for KXRX Action News. We're coming to you live from the Beverly Hills mansion of actress Shannon Richards, who was found dead earlier today in Elysian Park. We're standing by awaiting further developments. Therefore, guys, back to you in the studio. Listen, guys, we have probably another job, okay? Break down now and then afterwards in a half hour.
So you want to flip for who goes upstairs?
You have longer legs. You go upstairs.
Hi. You're fortunate enough to have my number, but unfortunately, I'm not here. If you leave a message after the tone, maybe you'll be fortunate enough to have me call you back. Thanks.
Good morning, Miss Richards. This is Bruce, your friendly AD. The limo will be out in front at 6 a.m. Thank you.
Shannon, you know how I hate these damn machines. You filthy rich, hire some poor unemployed actor to take your calls. Tony Rondino wants to talk. I promised him you'd call, so call, damn it. You're beautiful.
Hi, Thelma. It's Shannon. I probably won't be home till late, so before you take off for the weekend, would you be sure to pick up the dry cleaning? Thanks. Gotta go. Bye-bye.
Hello, Shannon. This is Tony Rondino. Weren't we getting together this evening? Give me a call, please.
Shannon, this is Diana Cross. I want you to know I meant everything I said. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me Friday night.
Diana Cross?
Yes?
I'm Sergeant Hunter, Metropolitan Police. I'd like to ask you a couple questions.
Well, yes, come in.
Thanks. You recently wrote a letter to Shannon Richards. I'd like to talk to you about that.
Well, that letter was private. You had no right to read it. Excuse me. Hello? Yes? Uh-huh. I don't mind.
It's just a matter of time before the cops show up with a lot of questions.
Yes, that's very true.
They're already there.
Exactly.
I hope you haven't said anything to them.
That's right.
Because listen to me, babe. In this country, you don't have to. You have the right to remain silent. You tell them that.
Thank you. I will.
We're gonna get through this. You're just gonna have to trust me. All right?
Yes, I will. Sergeant, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to answer your questions.
Whatever you want to do, Miss Cross, I'm going to find out what's going on anyway.
Well, I'm not going to talk to you. Don't I have that right?
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
May I have my letter?
No, we're going to keep the letter. It's evidence. Thank you.
doing, sneaking up on a fella like that? Hey, you're a cop, aren't you? Why aren't you out doing something for society, like writing parking tickets?
You in the park this morning?
No. I'm a neurosurgeon, and I was at the hospital doing a brain transplant. Came down here in my Rolls Royce just to get some fresh air.
Were you in the park this morning?
I knew one of you'd be back. I knew it the minute I saw him take her out of the car. He raped her, didn't he?
What time was that?
Sorry, my Rolex isn't working. It was after daybreak.
What do you look like?
Money? You drive a Jaguar, you got money.
Color's a Jag.
Blue. Black. No, dark anyway.
2-door, 4-door?
4. He got her out of the back.
Is she dead?
No, she wasn't dead. She sort of, sighed a little when he walked off.
Carrying her like a rag doll.
Can you describe him for me?
Tall, dark, an Arab, a Mexican, shiny black hair. And skinny. I guess when you got money, you don't have to eat.
So you'd recognize him again if you saw him?
I don't know, maybe. I misplaced my glasses a couple of years ago.
Did you see him leave?
No, I was, my collection business took me across the park.
Where can I find you again if I want to talk to you?
Well, I usually have dinner at the Polo Lounge, but on special occasions, I dine at the Mercy Mission, just to see how the other half lives. Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Harry Caulfield.
Harry Caulfield. Thank you, Harry. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
1, 2, test. Carl, set up your camera over by the door. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's get the guys back right away. No, and I'm not releasing any photographs. They're gonna drive me nuts. Hold, please. Kathy, screen my calls. No more press. Tell them Public Affairs is handling all inquiries.
Charlie, screening your calls ain't gonna get rid of the camera crews in the lobby.
But you are, Lieutenant, so you go down there and tell them something. Tell them anything you want, but get rid of them.
Oh, no, Charlie, you're the one that's good with the press.
I'm also good at delegating authority. Let's go. All I want is the bottom line, McCall.
Blood level shows there were toxic amounts of both alcohol and barbiturates in her system. We're looking at 0.26 blood alcohol.
That's it? That's the bottom line?
No, Barney says that the level of intoxication combined with bruises along her jawline indicates forced ingestion.
She couldn't have walked or driven to that park.
No way, absolutely not. This girl was so full of booze and drugs that her involuntary systems could hardly have been working, let alone her voluntary ones.
So what's the call?
Murder, forced overdose.
Press is going to love this.
Yeah.
I'm on top of it, babe. I don't want you to worry. Everything's gonna be all right. No, it's gonna be fine. Trust me. I gotta go. Someone's here. Come in.
Hi.
What can I do for you, officer?
Sergeant Hunter, Metropolitan Homicide. I was wondering, you do have a client by the name of Diana Cross, right?
So?
She had a meeting set up last night with Shannon Richards, you know, the movie star. I'd like to know what that meeting was about.
Sergeant, I'm sensing a real conflict of interest here. No, really, I am. My loyalties are torn between my high regard for the LAPD and my client's welfare.
Well, I can appreciate your conflict. However, you knew there was a meeting, right? Perhaps you were there.
No, I wasn't there. As a matter of excuse me. I don't have to answer that.
You already have. Is that your blue Jaguar downstairs?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is.
Good. Excuse me. You're under arrest.
What for?
Suspicion of murder.
All right, everyone, listen up. Stand on a white line, keep your heads up, and look straight ahead.
Recognize any of those men, Mr. Caulfield?
Well, if I got to pick one, I'd say it's that guy right there, second from the end.
Would you be willing to testify in court to that fact?
In court?
Yeah, in court.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know about that. I didn't say that was the guy. I just said he looked more like him than the other guys he got up there.
A woman's been murdered. Now, if that's the guy that did it, your testimony can help us to put him away.
I've been on the sauce for 15 years. You think anyone's going to believe what I have to say?
Never should have let her come near you bums.
Monty, for the right price, you deliver your mother.
Hey, your muscle tactics may work in Vegas and Atlantic City, but they're not gonna work here.
Work? What do you know about work, you know, talent leech? You're nothing but a high-paid Hollywood pimp.
Gentlemen, please, now, let's stop the bickering.
We're not gonna be bickering, George. I've made my decision, and you guys know what it is.
Gentlemen, this isn't getting us anywhere. Now, why don't you both cool off?
I'm trying to talk to this stupid hustler. He's got nothing to say worth listening to.
Sorry I wasted my breath. If you don't get the message, it's your problem.
Who the hell are you to tell me what
Excuse me.
It's all over.
Can I help you?
All right.
Yes, I'm Sergeant Hunter, Metropolitan Police. This is Sergeant McCall.
Yes, and what can I do for you?
We're here to see Tony Rondino. That is, if he's not too busy.
Would you just wait here for a second, please?
He's gonna put you out of business for good.
No one comes to my house and threatens me, especially a cheap dime store. What is it?
There are two police officers outside. They want to talk to you.
All right, if they're standing out there, let them in.
You can come in.
Gentlemen?
Meg says you're cops.
Yes. I'm Sergeant Hunter. This is Sergeant McCall, Metropolitan Homicide. We're investigating the death of Shannon Richards.
Shocking, absolutely shocking. Monty here came over to discuss it. He was Shannon's personal manager. This is George Franklin. He's my partner.
And you are?
Tony Rondino.
Tony Rondino. You must be the producer of Shannon's latest film.
Ex-producer. It's all over now. We've only been shooting for 10 days. We had 16 weeks to go, so we shut down. It's a shame. Shannon was really a gifted actress.
Is that what this little argument was about, Shannon Richards?
Argument, hell, Sergeant. This is Hollywood. You lose a picture that figures to gross $100 million, you tend to yell a little. Right, Monty?
Yeah. Especially when you have a piece.
Have you any idea what happened to Shannon?
Well, we know she was murdered.
God. How? How was she murdered?
You were her manager. When did you last see her?
I took her home from the studio on Friday. Everything was fine. She was looking forward to a weekend around the pool. She never went out much when she was working.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to do this to her?
I don't know. She didn't have any enemies that I know of. But, she was very secretive about her past. If she had parents or any family, I never met them.
Mr. Rondino, you called Shannon Friday night, right?
Hey, you do your homework. I like that. Yeah, I wanted to see you. Monty set up a meeting. George and I were going to talk to her about the picture over dinner. It's nothing important. It's called staying in touch with the star.
But she never showed up, right?
No. George and I went over to the studio. There's a little poker game there every Friday night.
Mr. Rondino, did you have any insurance on Shannon Richards?
Don't point your badge at me. No one shoots a picture without insuring the star. The bank won't lend you a dime without it.
How much insurance did you have on her?
George, give it a figure.
$15 million for the term of the shoot, and about budget was about $34 million. That's fairly standard.
And we would have made twice that in the first 10 weeks of release.
Well, I can see you're all pretty shook up over Shannon's loss, so we'll be leaving now. If there's anything that you guys think of that might be able to help us, we'd appreciate a call.
You could bet on it. We're going to give you a call.
I'd appreciate it, officers, if you'd keep me informed about this. I may have been the only friend she had in the whole damn world.
We'll be in touch.
Adam 43, okay, 7. Mary 40, Roger. Lincoln 56, good attack 2.
Lincoln 56, go.
Hunter, this is Finn. Parker and Flood have checked the local hospitals for dog bites and...
I've got an address on your jogger. 2713 South Lambert, apartment 106.
Got a description of his car, a white VW. I got Parker and Flood staked at the south end of the block.
Lincoln 56, we're on our way. Clear.
Roger, 90 Alpha.
Hello?
Hey, babe. It's me. How you doing?
Jesse, where are you? I've been calling your office for hours.
Well, some trouble walked in last night. The cops put me on the griddle.
The police? Why?
Who knows why the cops do what they do? They probably did it so they could look it on their daily report.
Jesse, I'm worried. Maybe I should just call Sergeant Hunter and tell him the truth. What difference would it make?
Listen to me. Nothing in the rule book says we got to talk to cops. But I do want you to talk to that attorney I told you about.
I don't know, Jesse. Everything's happening so quickly.
Do it. Just do it. Now, come on now. Either we take care of business or it takes care of us. Right? I want you to call that attorney and do exactly what he says.
Right, Jesse, if that's what you want.
Now, this is for you, not me. Trust me. I'll call you later.
I think the only reason you want to be a detective is that you think everybody gets a partner like McCall.
You have to admit she's a hell of a lot prettier than you.
Yeah. But I hear detectives ain't all that great, man.
Needs a patrol. If I'm going to spend the rest of my life driving, I'll be a traveling salesman. Hell. No. I want to use my head, solve some crime, capture some crooks.
You've been watching Miami Vice again, haven't you?
6 Adam 32, this is L56 on TAC 2. You read me?
6 Adam 32, go.
We're over here on the north end. Any movement?
Nothing. He hasn't shown yet.
All right, keep in touch. You know, that sign at the TV station flashes 80 times every 30 seconds. Now, we've been here for 5 hours and 20 minutes, so that means...
My butt is so dead and so flat, it belongs on Boot Hill.
L56, it's him. L56, he's running your way.
Hey, come back here! Hey, you can't go in there! Hey, stop! You can't go in there! Where do you think you're going?
The President will return to the White House tomorrow. And now let's see what the weather is going to bring us. Shorty, how do you explain those thunderstorms that kept me awake all last night?
Well, Pamela, this time of year in Southern California, it's always difficult to predict what's going to happen next.
Those cameras on?
What?
Okay, thank you very much for checking. Bureau of Vital Statistics in Olympia says that there is no evidence of a Shannon Richards being born or even living in the state of Washington. Did you get anything from our jogger?
No, he just wanted to take a sick look. I believe him. You know, we should do a background check on Golden and Medina.
Watch Commander said you wanted to see us. What's up?
Parker Flood, you're being loaned out to homicide for a little while.
Loaned to homicide. Hot damn.
Parker and homicide, we try not to say hot damn.
Yeah, I also want you guys to try and find a blue or a black Jaguar that was in the park the other day.
Do you know how many Jaguars there are in this city?
Yeah, I do, Parker. I've already found one. You guys can find the rest, right? Walk on, boy.
Yeah. Right.
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Have fun.
I sure hope you're who I think you are.
No pictures and no interviews, and if you don't leave, I'm calling the police.
Sergeant Hunter, Metropolitan Homicide. I would like to talk to you about the death of Shannon Richards.
Come on in.
Thank you. When's the last time you saw Miss Richards?
I think it was Tuesday. I never saw much of her when she was working. She left early and came home late.
And you go home every evening.
That's the way Miss Richards wanted it. I did my work during the day.
And even after you learned of Miss Richards' death, you still showed up to work. Why?
I'm paid to take care of the house by Mr. Golden. He hired me. I figure when the job's over, he'll fire me.
Do you know if Miss Richards had any family?
Yes, she did.
Well, what are you doing here?
I own this house. Or at least I will when my sister's will is probated. I owe you an explanation. Let's go into the living room.
Don't go away, we're not through.
I'll be here. Miss Cross has asked me to stay on.
Thanks very much.
Shannon made me promise not to tell anyone about, well, that she was my sister. I was trying to keep that promise when I talked to you that first time.
So today, it's okay.
Well, yes. I've talked to an attorney.
Did he tell you to move in here?
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, but yes, he did. My sister died intestate, and I'm her only heir.
So this house and her entire estate is now yours, is that right?
Well, that's what my attorney says. Why don't you sit down, Sergeant Hunter? I've also been advised to answer all police questions fully.
Miss Cross, can you tell me who Shannon Richards was?
Well, her real name was Suzanne Cross, and she was born and raised in Canada, British Columbia.
British Columbia. She said she was born in Washington State. Now, why would she lie about that?
Oh, when she was 16, she stole several $1,000s from a neighboring rancher and disappeared. I was 14 at the time.
And since then, she hasn't been in contact with any of her family?
No. I saw her in a film 3 months after our parents died in an automobile accident.
So you moved down here, hired a private detective to find her?
Oh, I tried writing to her first. I got a form letter and an autographed picture. I even bought one of those maps to movie stars' homes. She'd been gone from that address for over a year.
Did you see her Friday night?
No.
Why?
Because she said she'd call first. She never did.
Mr. Hunter?
Yes.
Telephone.
Thank you.
Well, you can take it there if you'd like.
Hello?
Hunter, I just intercepted a call for you from Monty Golden. Says he has to see you. Says it's absolutely urgent.
Great. Thanks a lot, Ambrose. I'll get right on as soon as I finish up here.
Right.
Edie, you look lovely as usual.
Thank you. You know, Brad, if I'd known we were coming to this restaurant, I would have brought more cash.
Oh, well, we can talk about that later.
Oh.
So, what do you need from me this time?
I need a records check on a British citizen, both foreign and domestic.
Does this have anything to do with your investigation of the Shannon Richards murder?
Yeah, it does. And the fact that she was a woman of mystery is not helping matters. You guys have anything on her?
If we had anything on Shannon Richards, I would have used it a long time ago.
Oh, Bradley. Well, I thought I was the only woman in your life.
You could be. So, who do you need me to run a check on?
His name is Philip DePaul. DOB is 10658. British driver's license number 717AMB. Address 916 Avenue of the Elms, apartment 4C, London.
You have a description on him?
He's slender, dark hair, kind of a swarthy complexion.
Where did this stuff come from?
Well, a Philip DePaul rented a Jaguar at the airport the night that Shannon Richards was murdered. That car parked illegally on Oakmont Place in Beverly Hills.
And how did you get that?
How well? It's nose to the grindstone police work, Brad. I mean, what else do I do, right? We were looking for a Jaguar. This one had been cited for illegal parking, so we checked it out. We went to the rental agency. They had all of the rental information. The clerk even remembered DePaul.
From illegal parking to murder, that's a giant step.
Yeah, I know it is, but it is not a giant step from where the Jaguar was parked to Shannon Richards' producer's house. The car was parked right across the street from Tony Rondino's house.
I see.
Another thing that would help us a lot is a photograph of DePaul. We have a witness that could probably ID him.
Well, I'll certainly give it a try.
The department would be very grateful.
How about you?
I'll pick up the check for dinner.
Great.
Charlie, I think Jesse Cruz is a prime suspect anymore.
Well, he's our only suspect. You know, we are one telephone call away from losing this case.
Yeah, I know, but Monty Golden's death changes that.
And the Jag parked in front of Rondino's house puts Rondino right in the middle of it.
Charlie, Channel 7's got another film crew in the lobby. They're demanding a statement.
What is so funny, Ambrose? I told you to handle the press, so go and handle them.
I need a secure line.
One moment, please. Who's calling, please?
This is Desert Flower. Viking asked me to call if we had any inquiries on case 3704.
Desert Flower, you've had an inquiry on 3704?
Yes.
What was the nature of the inquiry?
Information on Philip DePaul.
Inquirer's name, if known?
Sergeant Dee Dee McCall, Los Angeles Police. Through SI agent Bradley Wilkes, same city.
Thank you for calling, Desert Flower. Viking will be in touch.